Dear learners, welcome to the course on Geography of Health and Wellbeing. Thank you for joining this course. Today, we will begin with Module 1 that will deal with the basic concepts of health, well-being, and some other definitions and also broad types of health. The meaning of health is complex as well as dynamic. It is multifaceted state of well-being that encompasses physical, mental, social, and environmental dimensions, as well as spiritual and holistic perspectives. So, what is health? Is it longevity? Is it the quality of life? Is it the absence of disability or disease? Is it the absence of pain? Is it the ability to form meaningful relationships or to engage in productive interactions within the society? Or is it the spiritual health, enlightenment, and self actualization? When we look at the word health, it appears clear from afar. The concept becomes elusive and difficult to define upon closer examination. There is no single definition of health that encompasses medical, social, economic, spiritual, and other dimensions. We'll begin with the evolution of the concept of health. Hippocrates, in his book on airs, waters, and places, saw health as the harmonious interaction of bodily humors, that is, blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. They are derived from 4 organs: the heart, brain, liver, and spleen. This was about in 400 BC. Treatment typically involved natural healing methods, including specialized diets and medicines aimed at restoring body's balance within the body's system. There are 4 models to understand the concept of health. These are biomedical, environmental, holistic, and wellness model. The biomedical model is also called medical or traditional model. It is widely used in the conceptualization of health. Developments in the area of anatomy, bacteriology, and physiology contributed to this model. The developments in modern science have led to the emphasis on prolongation of life and fight against diseases in an attempt to increase lifespan, and this is done mainly by curing diseases. This model focuses only on physical health, that is, being free of disease or infirmity. That is the meaning of health. The human body is perceived as analogous to a machine, sharing structural similarities. It focuses on finding the problem in this machine and solving it. It is based on the assumption that health and disease are objective and observable phenomena. In this case, health and disease are opposites or dichotomous. There is a lot of criticism to the biomedical model. It is not necessary that health and illness is dichotomous. To be considered healthy, individuals don't have to be completely without disease, but they usually experience fewer illness compared to those who are not healthy. Therefore, defining a healthy state solely by the absence of disease, symptoms, or problems is inadequate. Health should be understood more broadly, encompassing overall well-being, resilience, and ability to maintain effective functioning in daily life despite potential health issues. Thus, while the absence of disease remains significant, it doesn't fully define what it means to be in a healthy condition. Despite criticism, the traditional medical model has led to advancement in health and medical sciences and still continues to dominate the research on health, with a focus on causes, prevention, and cure. And this is evident from increasing life expectancies and reduction in death rate. The holistic model. The World Health Organization adopted the holistic model in 1948. It is based on the holistic approach where health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. This definition tries to overcome the nuances of the medical approach by including social and medical health in the ambit together with physical health. It not merely refers to physical health but also well-being, that is more a subjective concept. The critique of this model. However, the WHO's definition was criticized on many grounds, as it is too abstract, idealistic, and immeasurable, depreciating objectivity. Some of the questions posed in relation to this holistic view of health include: what is well-being and how to measure it? Is social well-being related to an individual or a community? Is it actually possible to achieve the state of health defined by WHO? What is the relationship between different kinds of well-being? Are they dependent on each other? If yes, what is the nature of dependence? Yet, it is a comprehensive definition, making it the most popular definition of health. Next, we come to the wellness model. The wellness model aims at higher level of health and wellness. It recognizes the important linkages between mind and body that our practicing physician may overlook. According to this model, health is an internal feeling, and through its strength, one can overcome illness. In this regard, health and illness are not opposites, but separate dimensions. It emphasizes on self-responsibility, self-awareness, making informed choices to support healthier lifestyle. This model too is criticized on various grounds. The wellness model is inherently subjective and varies significantly from person to person, posing challenges in measurement. It incorporates diverse factors such as age, happiness, well-being, culture, traditions, and quality of life, which complicate efforts to standardize the concept of health. It is important to note that a person may be perfectly healthy according to medical model, but unhappy and have a low quality of life according to wellness model. Similarly, it is not necessary that an unhealthy person is not happy. It is a matter of state of mind, social relationships, and accessibility and self-awareness, sense of fulfillment, and perception of healthy life. In this context, medical science may explore the relationship between spirituality and health, social well-being and health, and seek methods other than the conventional methods of treatment of a disease. Next, we come to the ecological model. The notion of ecological model emerged in the 1960s and 1970s. Dubos proposed that health and disease are expressions of success or failure experienced by an organism in its effort to respond to environmental change. This model gave more emphasis on environment and adaptation. Human health, as per environmental model, is determined by the capacity for adjustment with our environment and also responding positively with the environmental changes. Health is largely a matter of adaptation to our environment, and this becomes the foundation of the environmental model. The model suggests that optimal health results from balance where organisms can grow, function, and thrive in their environment. This perspective underscores the importance of environmental factors in shaping the health outcomes and highlights the dynamic interaction between individuals and their surroundings. It emphasizes the need for supportive environments that facilitate adaptation, minimize stressors, thereby promoting overall health and well-being. Some key points to elaborate on this model are adaptation and balance. Good health is not just the absence of disease, but also the ability of an individual to adapt to the environment effectively. When an individual can adapt well to the environmental changes, they are better able to maintain a balance that supports physical, mental, and social well-being. Harmony with the environment. The model emphasizes that when there is harmony between an individual and their environment, it creates conditions that are conducive to growth and thriving. This harmony includes factors like access to clean air and water, safe living conditions, supportive social networks, and opportunities for physical activity. Functional ability. Health is defined in terms of an individual's ability to function optimally within their environment. This encompasses physical functions such as mobility, strength, mental functions such as cognitive abilities, emotional resilience, and social functions like relationships and community involvement. Ill health, therefore, is seen as a state where an individual experiences limitations in these areas due to factors in their environment that hinder adaptation. Social abilities and well-being. The model acknowledges that social factors such as access to social support and opportunities for social interaction are critical to health outcomes. A lack of social integration or support can contribute to stress and negatively impact the health. Dynamic interaction. Health in the environmental model is understood as a dynamic interaction between individual and their surroundings. It recognizes that environments can either promote health through supportive conditions or contribute to ill health through stressors, pollutants, and barriers to access. The environmental model faces criticism on several fronts, notably because an individual can adapt well to their environment even if the environment is unhealthy. For instance, people may adapt to unhygienic or disease-prone environments without necessarily improving their health outcomes. Moreover, the concept of adaptation and proper functioning vary culturally and socially, making it challenging to establish a universal definition for these terms. Thus, while the environment model underscores the importance of harmony between individuals and their surroundings, its application can be limited depending upon the conditions under which adaptation occurs. However, the environmental model is contributing to research on specific diseases such as asthma and allergies, focusing on controlling environmental factors that contribute to these conditions. Some important definitions point out organisms' ability to respond adaptively to environmental changes, health as a resource, social and personal resources as well as physical capabilities, state of body and mind, well functioning to achieving desired goals, as a dynamic state of well-being. Even though numerous definitions of health can be found, there are gaps identified in each version, and even now, no one single unified, universally acceptable definition exists. Surprisingly, this lack of consensus on universal health concepts is not major impediment in health-related research. There is agreement in only certain characteristics like absence of disease and health being a multidimensional and complex concept. International health. The term international health was a term that emerged in the late 19th century and early 20th century with the focus on control of epidemics across nations, that is international, having boundaries. It also meant intergovernmental cooperation with regard to public health policies and programs, mainly giving attention to disease control, to construction of transnational institutions and production of professional corps of medical experts of staff to these organizations. Global health. The term global health was used by the World Health Organization in the mid-20th century and was promoted under the Global Health Initiative. An individual's health is not affected by his or her personal socio-economic, psychological, biological, environmental, and other factors, but is also determined by economic globalization, security, and international policies. The term global is also associated with the growing importance of actors beyond governmental or intergovernmental organizations and agencies. For example, media, internationally influencing foundations, non government organizations, transnational corporations. These global frameworks have changed the nature of health from individual or personal to global, resulting in federal funding, development aids, capacity building, education, scientific research, policy making, and implementation to find solutions to health challenges, making health global in nature. Global health is not for all medical or health problems, but for the problems with global impact and with the purpose of seeking global solutions. Public health. Public health is a science of protecting and improving the health of people and their communities through research, education, and promotion of healthy lifestyles. It encourages a range of activities aimed at preventing and managing health problems, from identifying and tracking a disease to developing and implementing public health policies and interventions. Public health focuses on health of populations rather than individuals. It seeks to identify the underlying causes of health problems and addresses them through interventions that target entire communities or groups. The aims of public health are to monitor health status, to identify health challenges and health hazards, to investigate the causes, to raise awareness, to develop effective programs for prevention of disease and to protect health, to evaluate the effectiveness of health policies and programs. Now let's discuss the value of health. Health is an invaluable asset that underpins every aspect of human life. It enables individuals to pursue their goals, engage in meaningful activities, and enjoy life's pleasures. Good health fosters resilience, enabling people to withstand and recover from various life stresses and challenges. It is the foundation for productivity and creativity, as physical and mental well-being directly impact one's ability to work, learn, and interact with others. Moreover, health is intricately linked to happiness and quality of life, as it allows individuals to live fully and independently. Let's discuss the topic on health and balance. The Hippocratic and Galenic schools were the first schools to develop the idea in a sophisticated way. They stated that a healthy body is one where primary properties, wet, dry, cold, and hot, of the body balance each other. In the medieval schools following Galen, this idea was popularized and formulated in terms of a balance between blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. Being in balance is central to the idea of health within the body, mind, body, soul balance. The three doshas, breath that is vata, the bile that is pitta, and the phlegm that is kapha. Balance between social, personal, and professional life, balance between self and the environment, balance between person's abilities and his or her goals. Balance is a powerful idea also in the modern Western thought, in particular within physiology. True health encompasses mental, physical, and emotional well being, all of which require a balanced approach to life. Disease is a result of imbalance. In the words of the great Mahatma Gandhi, in health means body ease. He is a healthy man whose body is free from all disease. He carries on his normal activities without fatigue. Such a man should be able to ease to walk 10 to 12 miles a day and perform ordinary physical labor without getting tired. He can digest ordinary simple food, His mind and his senses are in a state of harmony and poise. This definition does not include prize fighters and such like. A man with extraordinary physical strength is not necessarily healthy. He has merely developed his musculature, possibly at the expense of something else. Today, we tried to understand the evolution of the concept of health, its multidimensionality, complexity, and ever evolving nature. We also delved into the broad kinds of health, value of health, and health as balance. In the next module, we will look into well-being, epidemiology, and key definitions. Thank you. Hope you had a good learning experience.